Hi everybody, it's Kris here from the GallowgateShots YouTube channel. Just to let you know, as always, this podcast is now part of the 90-Minute Football Network and proudly sponsored by www.pt-4-u.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the GallowgateShots YouTube channel and podcast. It's Deka, 3 weeks in a row. You've got to say those magical words. It wasn't meant to be this week, mate, but what a display by the lads. Once again, we spoke on Monday night about the different sort of displays we're seeing right now under Eddie Howe. It's another one to add to the book, mate.
Yeah, I know I can't say the lines, but I kind of like feel like it was a win. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of how we played, the game plan was absolutely spot on. And we went into it in difficult circumstances, given the late injury news that we had heard. So to be honest, I was quite worried, quite nervous. But I honestly, again, man, I mean, I know we'll touch on it later on, but like defensively, look at Dubravka again. Didn't have to make a save. Didn't have to make a save again, and we spoke on Monday night about that in the previous game. Like, did he make a save? I can't remember one. Again today, you're playing against a team that could have went in the top four this afternoon by beating us, and we didn't really have that much of an issue. So
yeah,
brilliant performance.
We'll go right back to me about an hour before kickoff. That's when the rumor started going around saying Saint hasn't travelled with the team. It took a while to come out there, mate, considering apparently the team left yesterday and they took coaches down yesterday. It's a bit strange how it took almost 24 hours for that to come out. Apparently he trained all week. But it's more what I've read and reading between the lines, it's more of Saints being rested for this one as a precaution to not injure him any further, is what I've read it as.
I think it's maybe a decision that everything Steve Bruce wouldn't do. So if we go back to the Steve Bruce days, I think he would have hired him in. I think he would have said, he's declared himself fit. He's fit enough. We'll give him a run. And then he's out for months. Obviously, bearing in mind the news of Trippier, and we've also already lost Wilson, maybe Howe's thought, it is, let's just rest him this game. I believe in Murphy. He will come in for him, and we'll rest him up. But it was surprising that the news was so late. I know there's a few of us in the group there were chatting and they were saying, like, they've obviously done that, so it's a surprise for West Ham. I just found it surprising that we hadn't heard before now, that was all. I wasn't complaining at the fact that it wasn't good to surprise West Ham. That wasn't the point. It was just surprising that we hadn't heard. That was all.
So going in the game, I don't know, match preview with Mark and Thomas from War Flags. Newcastle
loved his hoodie, by the way. Can I just say I loved his hoodie?
Great. First thing I said to him when he got the lift.
Did you?
First thing I said to him.
Lovely.
He took advantage of that discount, which Castor do every single week.
Very nice.
But I wouldn't say. Well, a lot of them said we would 100% take a point going into this game, but then waking up obviously this morning, then a couple of hours past, then you realise you're missing Wilson, you're missing Trippier, you're missing Saint-Maximin. Then you're thinking, shit, we're going to be lucky to get a point here. You really are. But, man, I think we're unlucky not to get all 3 points. I think that game could have went either way, to be fair. There's chances both sides. And I think, once again, it's another game where we've kind of controlled how the game pans out and the speed of the game. It's all Newcastle United.
Yeah, well, the first, I know we conceded the 30-odd minute, but I thought the first 20 minutes to half an hour were excellent. So composed at the back. But Byrne and Shea were just passing it between them, looking for opportunities. I thought Shelby was playing some decent balls. Willock obviously was the standout player in the first half. I mean, Willock's runs from deep were absolutely outstanding. Outstanding the way he was there. I've just seen someone there say about Janus and Rio there, and they were absolutely wax lyrical about it, which is very surprising. But sorry, to go back to what you were saying there, my worry is how would managing the game without the likes of Saint-Maximin, without Trippier and stuff like that. Now, obviously, Kraft didn't have a good game. Let's be clear there. He didn't. And the problems that we had all came from his side and individual mistakes from him. But I thought the rest of the team, though, man, honestly, keeping the ball so well, moving the ball, commitment when we haven't got the ball, great organisation and shape, just outstanding.
It was, mate, and you mentioned Joe Willock, somebody who he has came under some criticism, probably rightly so at times because he has failed to impress in front of goal this season. But obviously, he had himself to blame for that. He had his own big shoes to fill, and hitting the ground running once he signed for the club, mate. But the last couple of games, probably 3-4 games now, we've always sat and said he's grown into the games. The longer the game goes on, the better he gets. But today, mate, he started off really, really well. And like you said, he wanted the ball and he was driving forward. And he reminds me so much like Amiobi at times, where he looks like he's going to lose the ball. And somehow he just falls through players and he still got it at the end of it.
Yeah, he does. When he's running with the ball, he takes a touch. It tends to look like it's a bit heavy. It looks a bit heavy, but he'll get there anyway. He does remind us a lot of Gini Wijnaldum as well at times, to be honest, when he's running with the ball. But it's again, the amount of games he's played consistently in a row has obviously really helped him for fitness, sharpness, confidence. And you could see that again right from the start. Like he was the player that when he was getting the ball was comfortable and brave enough to carry the ball up the field. But I was so impressed with two other individuals as well. I thought Byrne was outstanding again. I do want to shout out Shea. I think Shea's been immense the last 5 games, to be honest with you. But he goes unnoticed because he's not a new player. But I do think he's been immense. But I thought Byrne and Target, I thought them two were just outstanding. Levels above what we're used to. Byrne slotted in there at centre half like he's played with for years. Just slotted in. It's amazing. It really, really is. And I think Byrne probably wasn't a player that set the world alight when we signed him in January. Like no one was thinking like, oh wow, what a signing that is. But I think it's one that could really go under the radar as being arguably one of the better signings of January because he's been outstanding again, I thought, today.
That's what I think was Rio Ferdinand. It was either Rio or Jermaine Gina said it, mate. They said that Dan Byrne looks so comfortable. He's not going to bring skills. He's not going to have the spotlight on him all the time and obviously put the headlines on the back paper. But he's going to do a job and he'll do the job really well for Newcastle. And he's like you said, mate, he's slotted in perfectly. And we were struggling to think, does Byrne lose his spot when we were talking about this on Monday night because of Lascelles being club captain, or does Lascelles come straight back in? And Eddie Howe played it right, mate. And we were all in agreement with it on Monday night, saying that no, Dan Byrne has to start after that debut. And rightly so, mate. Once again, we're in a position now, just like with Brazilian national player, that Lascelles now is going to find it hard to get back into that team.
Absolutely. Well, he said in his press conference, didn't he, that it's all about competition for players, and the players know that if they underperform or don't put it in, there's a player waiting to come in to take that position. And competition is the healthiest thing in the world, right? At that level, because everyone's going to give the best they've got. They're not just going to rest and think like, oh, well, it's all right. No matter how badly I play, I'll be in next week. Like we're getting to a decent stage. Well, would be even better, mind you, if we didn't have injuries of that. But it's similar to go with the midfield, isn't it? Really, in many ways, as you've said, like you've got Byrne and Shea, who's played really well, so Lascelles can't get in. You cannot break up that 3 in midfield to put Bruno in. No. You just can't do it because week after week after week now, you're seeing the 3 of them gelling so well. We're getting so much work from them defensively. We're looking at a threat going forward. Like, you can't break it up. Now, obviously, I feel for Bruno, and he must be thinking, well, I've just signed you and I can't get in, but I'm afraid you're going to have to just wait your turn, mate, because at the minute, them 3 together have been outstanding.
The Bruno comes on his first touch, mate. It's just like this slight pass and it puts Murphy on goal. Murphy loses the ball. But just that simple little touch, you know what he's going to bring to this team. But he's just not getting that chance to start and be in that first 11. And it's a shame. But the team, and like you said, that trio of midfielders are playing fantastic at the moment. And you could probably argue Shelvey and Joelinton probably had a pretty quiet game today compared to what they have done over the last few games. But they still did the important things. And Shelvey a couple of times pinging balls out like we're seeing towards the wings and the flanks. Just doing that pinpoint, mate. Absolute pinpoint at times.
Yeah, and I think I always look at the likes of Shelvey. How many times did he lose the ball? And off the top of my head, I can't remember many times he lost it in midfield. Not every time it was a straight ball. It was sometimes just short and easy. Again, Joelinton, I thought Joelinton was outstanding. More so maybe the second half. I thought the second half he was absolutely brilliant. He's just a boss in the midfield. He's work rate, energy. He just wins everything. But there was a part in the second half where he won the ball on the edge of our box and drove forward with the ball. They couldn't get near him. I just cannot believe that we've uncovered this midfielder that like we've signed. I don't know. I honestly can't think of another player that came in as a striker and then become a midfielder so successfully as what he's been doing at the moment. I just can't remember a player. Like, I remember Rooney obviously having to go there years ago, but it's been an incredible transformation. Like, it really, really has.
It's absolutely phenomenal. Do you think there's going to be clubs in the summer thinking, we need a midfielder? And looking at Joe as that sort of player. They have to.
Well, there was them daft rumours, wasn't there, that after the Man United game that they were after him in January, because obviously he played really well against Man United. And I did say at the time that game was on the telly, and I just felt that even Sky, Carragher, Neville, all of them were giving him the spotlight, which he deserved. But, I mean, he's just box to box, right? He's the most classic. Yeah. I know, don't get us wrong. I know, he did a shot in the first half that went miles over and stuff. And we all know them frailties of his performances, maybe in front of goal. But you can't question him, though, can you? Like, his effort, man. His effort is unbelievable. He's breaking up play. He's recycling the ball really well. Like, it's just unreal. Like, I kept seeing it when I was only on my own watching it. I'm going, God, Joe again. God, Joe again. I kept seeing it all the time. Like,
I'm exactly the same. Like, I've got the boys there today, and I'm sat and I'm just doing exactly the same as you. I'm just having a conversation with myself, like just clapping at the telly when Joe's doing something. What am I doing? Like, what am I actually doing in my life?
Yeah, I know. But hey, it's again. I wanted to also just quickly comment on when Howe came in. I put this on Twitter that the sort of the opinions I seen of Howe, and rightfully so at the time, looking at statistics, was maybe defensively that would be poor. Defensively would struggle. I honestly feel certainly the last 5-6 games we've looked absolutely solid. Like, and bearing in mind we've been told for years here under other manager that we can't play 4 at the back. We're not good enough to play 4 at the back. We've got to play 5 at the back. Now, I'm not saying that we'll never not play 5 at the back, but the last 5-6 performances is clear to see we can be, solid in a back 4. And
it's not just that, mate, as well. You talk about the back 4 as well, but you look at the two different. Well, the last 3 games, it's probably been a 3 different back 4s.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So and anyone that's coming in is doing it.
Yeah, they're just coming in. They know what's required from the team and how the team's set up, so they just slot in there. And like you said, Kraft, yes, he gave away the free kick. The free kick, to me, that free kick was happening all day on the field today, but the referee stopped that when he got booed for it. It happened God knows how many times for Fraser, and nothing happened.
Yes, there was one just before on Fraser. I felt it was the same. I thought it was the same as Kraft.
There was a few, mate. A few, and the referee was just playing them on. But yes, he gave away the free kick, and it's a well-worked free kick. It's something which West Ham have clearly been working on, and it was always going to happen against us. West Ham, they've just said, I can't remember what the figure was, but they've scored a hell of a lot of goals from set pieces this season. Right. So we're just the victim of another one, really. But even when we went to go down, we'll look good going forward, mate.
Yeah, we did. We were so composed on the ball and brave on the ball in possession. We weren't. Even when we went 1-0 down, we didn't change the way we played at all. We just stuck at it. The goal itself, I mean, yes, it was a lovely cross from Cresswell. I mean, you can't really deny that. The way he got up and down was impressive. Like, I know that the guys in the studio ripped our defence apart a little bit for where we were standing. Maybe not on the right side, but I think. Again, though, you look at the game before there against it was Everton, the one before where we went a goal behind, and we're going behind in games occasionally, but I don't feel that we're beaten. Whereas before, when we went a goal down, I thought, "Oh, fuck, that's it."
You're thinking how many?
Yeah, and I don't feel that way at all now. I really don't. I think we conceded then. I thought we're very unlucky to go 1-0 down. I think
a great way to sum it up now, Deka, is like previously before when you conceded a goal, would probably say how many you're going to concede. Now I look at it and think, how long is it going to be before we get an equaliser?
Yeah,
I'm that confident at the moment.
And also bear in mind, I mean, the players that we had out today, there, not to be harsh or anything, but I think Wood hasn't scored since November or something, right? Or maybe even longer. The second top scorer after that was Shelby with 2 goals. So the team itself today didn't have many goals in it, really, at all. However, a little bit more of a look, I thought, bounce of the ball here and there and rubber the green would have had more chances because we did some great play, got it out wide at good times, got it in the box and things, but it just didn't quite bounce for it.
That's one of the things that it was picked up in our WhatsApp group, and I think it was mentioned in the Telegram group as well, which members have access to, is the fact that the second balls just weren't bouncing to us. Yeah. It was so unlucky at times where West Ham was able to clear that ball easily. But once again, mate, it just shows you the character of the team that they just keep on going. And even when we got the equaliser, they're looking for a winner, mate. They're clearly looking for the winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
A few things which I wanted to pick up on is Dubravka's save, Bowen, in the first, I think it was the first 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Knocks it onto the crossbar. Great save from Dubravka. I think it was the only time he had to make a save, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it was.
But like you said earlier on, mate, it's another one where Dubravka's barely had much to do, but that's credit to the players in front of him.
Absolutely, and Dubravka will be loving it at the minute, to a degree, really having confidence, thinking, God, I'm not turning up the games here and getting peppered for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? He is having to do the odd save occasionally, which you would expect, right? I mean, another stat I think they said on the commentary there was, I think the one goal away of being the third top scorers in the league. I think there's only Man City and maybe Liverpool ahead of West Ham of scoring goals. And if that's the case, I mean, on that evidence, I thought we handled them really, really well. But yes, the save by Dubravka was key. It was a great save, and I actually again we were the better side as well leading up to that moment. They just turned up the pressure for that few seconds and had a good chance. But it was a great save from Dubravka.
One of the things, once again, Ryan Fraser just grafting his arse off all game, mate. It gets to the 80th minute, and you can tell he's dead on his feet. Absolutely, he's getting 7 shades of shit kicked out of him all game as well. Obviously, there was that challenge which it went a VAR and they didn't see anything of it. To me, it looked a bit like a little kick out later on, but
I thought
it could have went either way.
It would have been interesting because the foul had been given against us, hadn't it? Like there was already a free kick to West Ham, and then that happened after the play.
I think it was offside. I think they gave offside, then that.
Yes, and then that. Yeah. And I wonder if, let's say there was no offside and he's just through. I just wonder if there would have been a different opinion on that one. I think because West Ham got the free kick, it was almost like, we'll just let that go. That's how I felt.
Yeah, possibly.
But yeah,
and finally, mate. No, sorry, carry on.
No, just sorry to agree with you with Fraser. I mean, back and forwards up that line all day long, helping out Kraft where we could, putting some dangerous crosses in this time as well, putting some dangerous balls in. But it's week after week after week now. You're seeing that consistent of work rate from Fraser is unbelievable.
Taking one for the team as well, that yellow card as well, where he wipes out Antonio. The mismatch in those two lads when they're going up for that ball.
He literally was running alongside him and must have thought, well, I'm not going to be able to barge you off the ball, so I'll just throw everything at the ball. And he just threw it across.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw myself at you.
Exactly, yeah. It was, but it's again, I mean, not just Fraser, isn't it? It's the commitment of everyone. I think I also wanted to make a shout out to Murphy because Murphy come in there in a difficult situation.
That was my next point.
Was it? Sorry, right, okay.
So coming in to replace Saint, it's always going to be a big ask, mate. A completely different sort of players. I thought Murphy, he started off really well, getting in some amazing positions in that final third, mate. It really was. He seemed to be involved in every bit of play going forward, and rightly so, where he is on the field. I thought towards the end of the game, he started losing the ball a bit too easy. But it's something which we've seen previously from Murphy. But
I think that's been
he done well.
The one criticism of him is that he does get in great areas, but his final ball or whatever isn't quite there, or maybe he rushes it a little bit. But in fairness for the goal, it's Murphy who cuts inside, but then slides it, sort of reverse passes to, I think it was Target, wasn't it, who then crosses it for the goal. Obviously, a nice assist from Declan Rice, but to go back to what I was meaning, obviously, was you've got Murphy coming in for Saint-Maximin, which is it's big boots to fill. But I thought off the ball, Murphy was running back and really putting the opposition off. I thought you had a good game, Murphy. I really did.
Yeah. One of the things which worries us, and I don't want to bring a downer on this, it is the fact of goals, mate. Like we've said a couple of times, we're getting in great positions, but we're not very clinical in front of goal at the moment. And that, where do we go from here? Obviously, Wilson isn't going to be fit until the last handful of games. We're just basically now having to rely on the players that are there because obviously the transfer window's been and gone. When the summer arrives, do you feel as if you're looking at a couple of additions in regards to strikers? You're looking at least 2 coming
in. Yeah, I would definitely say so, and I think we have to really be critical and look at objective. Really look at Wilson's fitness and think, can we rely on him being the main man to lead with next season? Because he's not going to see a season now, is he? Let's be fair. But I do agree that obviously, hopefully, Max will be back soon. But there isn't enough goals in the team, as I mentioned before. I think Woods only got 3. Them came in November. and then your next person's John Joe. There isn't enough goals there, really. So it is a concern. It is. You would like to think. I still feel that we need to get more out of Wood. I don't really feel that we're creating much for him. He's working hard and he's trying to be, a nuisance up front on his own and a target man, but there's not really much coming from us there in regards to goal threat.
Talking of being a nuisance, mate, I'm not sure how true this is, but there's been a few comments from different people in the chat that West Ham complained at half time because Chris Wood kept on meowing at Zuma.
Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter, actually. I don't know how true it is, but hilarious if true. There was a bit of argy-bargy, wasn't there, down the tunnel?
Half time.
Almost. Yeah. Well, Shelby was involved and then Byrne came over. But yes, hilarious if Wood's done that. That would be hilarious.
Class, mate.
It was a good chant from the fans, wasn't it? A good chant, wasn't it? They were singing as well.
That replaced the name with Shearer. The Shearer chant. How are you going to score a goal?
Yeah, that was.
But yeah, mate. Oh God, Burnley are winning. The great way to end this one.
Listen, I think honestly,
not worried about
I'm not. I think over the last, we're unbeaten in 6 Premier League games. We've kept that momentum going. The commitment's clearly there, and every time that we get a result, be it a draw like it has been today, I just feel like the players just will believe in what Howe's saying, will believe in the ideas, believe that we're going in the right direction. And it's huge. The momentum's huge, and 6 games unbeaten, and that was a great point today. Again, with the absentees that we had, I think it's an even better point.
100%, mate. Missing arguably your 3 best players there.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
And you go on and you get a convincing point against a team challenging for the top 4. You can't argue with that.
I think the word convincing is a good word as well, because we have gotten points away from home before. But let's be fair, we've been kind of lucky. You know what I mean? We've just nicked a goal. You know what I mean? But I think that we matched them in every area, if not more, actually. And maybe on another day with a little bit more quality on the field, we would have gotten all 3.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. Well, that's us done. Thanks, everybody who has been watching there. So just a quick one from us this afternoon. It's a Saturday. Go and enjoy the rest of the weekends. Go and watch the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We will be back on Monday night for the Always Smiling Faces podcast. And Eddie Howe's Mags, just keep on marching on, Deka.
Yeah, and the lads, man. Brilliant, man.
Undefeated in 6, mate. Sounds great.